Sesifikile ke thina nohlelo oluthanda kakhulu ilungelo lakho. It's your right. We're coming to you live khona la kumamba phambili SABC 1 eMzansi for sure. No ngumajali uMangcolosi igama ungathi Alicia ungathi futhi unhlanhla ngisho wena unhlanhla kaDlabazane. Mbukeli sisekuyona ke lenyanga yentsha phecelezi iYouth Month uJune. Kodwa okusakhathazayo phela ilesi sibalo lesi esiloke sikhuphuka sabasha abalahlekelwa yithemba lokuthola imisebenzi nokuthi futhi boke baphinde babe yingxenye phela ekukhuliseni umnotho waseNingizimu Afrika. Kodwa ke lo mbiko esulethelwe uPhaphama Ntshangana Dube uthi intsha ayingalahli ithemba.
Intswelangqesho yintsusa yoluqhankqalazo. Ngokwezibalo ze-Statistics South Africa, izinga lolutsha olungaphangeliyo kweli lumi kwi-66.5%. Abanye ke kololutsha bafunde bayityekeza, kodwa naxa kunjalo ikamva lisemfiliba. Umhla nezolo behla besonyuka befaka izicelo zemisebenzi, kodwa akho nto evelayo. Ukanti nalubhubhane we-COVID-19 uyiphembelele intswelangqesho ingakumbi kulutsha. Noxa eli livuyisana nenyanga yolutsha iYouth Month ngolwasemzini kusenzima kwintshayeli. Kananjalo lena yinyanga ezisa ithemba kulutsha njengoko urhulumente enezicwangciso sokubonelela ulutsha kwezophuhliso.
Young people were told they can't do it, but let me tell you, if you have this to go for your dream, go for it.
Ukanti kule nyanga yolutsha amagosa aseburhulumenteni athe bhazalala kwiindawo ngendawo exhobisa ulutsha ngenkxaso nolwazi khona ukuze ludlale indima kwezoqoqosho. Apha kwilokishi yase-Orange Farm eRhawutini ulutsha lusabela ikhwelo lengqungquthela ebijoliswe kwezophuhliso lulutsha. Luthondelene apha ke ukuza kuva ukuba ngawaphina amacebo okunqandikati leleziko.
We are here to help the youth as well as the people here in Davao in terms of helping them with the career guidance and taking them through opportunities that we have and we offer as a SEDA. So we do have learnerships that will help the community a lot. We have internships that will also help their kids once they've completed their studies through the TVET, through the universities and high institutions. We also give support to small businesses within the environment.
Ukanti nabo abafuna ukuseka amashishini bazuze lukhulu kule ndibano.
Ngize lana ukuzosipromote as a small business and obviously to capitalize on opportunity akhona lana. I'm seeing big brands, I'm seeing government organizations akhona lana, and obviously to network and to socialize and take advantage of the access lenayo. Ngiyabona kune NYDA, kune SEDA, kune SIFA, kune SEDA. So I've been ngikhuluma nabo directly to find out ukuthi how do I actually apply for funding so that I can be eligible for it.
Correct. Sifuna more help ukuthi basincede ukuthi for songe machine sithole more maybe my internet sokwazi ukubheka ukuthi abanye abasebenza kanjani sokwazi ukumotivate sokwazi ukumotivate abanye abantu.
I want to register my company. So do I register?
Lolu lwazi ke obelunxanelwe lulutsha lwalapha eOrange Farm.
Into engifundile la kahle kahle ukuthi noma as umuntu ofuna ukuba i-entrepreneur noma ungaba nebusiness encane kumele uregister kahle
and i-motivation esiyithole kuma-speaker like a-different noma boso lose hope umuntu okwazi ukuzibuyisa ubuye njengomuntu ofunayo ukwenza into business uyeke izinto eziningi ezidistractayo.
I think inkinga yethu silekha information. We don't know where to go for information asazi ngalezi zinto lezi. I think ama program asona are good for thina ngoba now sine vast knowledge on what you want to pursue, how to go about doing things. So lack of knowledge and lack of information is challenge enkulu ema township.
The reason ukuthi ngizelana to learn more ukuthi how to open a business, how to make your business not fall down. So much things yabona izinto esizifundile yina.
Ulutsha lukhuthazwa ukuba nalo lume ngenyawo ukuza namacebo urhulumente angathi abaxhase kuwo ukuveza amathuba omsebenzi. Umbuzo uthi afumaneka njani na amathuba enkxaso ungenayo nale imdaka yokuziqalela ishishini? Phaphama Changana Dube, Yilungelo Lakho.
What a great initiative. Sibonga kakhulu ngalo mbiko esudidiyelo uMakhumalo. And manje ke mbukeli ukhuluma kabanzi phela ngentsha yakuleli phela namathuba akhona ukuthi nayo phela ikwazi ukuthi ifake isandla ekuxhaseni komnotho wethu. Masamukela ivakashi zethu namhlanje sinayo Asanda Luwaca yena ke omele iNational Youth Development Association phecelezi yona le NYDA ngiyazi kade ningifuna yona. Here she is in studio. Uzobe nichazela ukuthi nina ningesebenzisana nabo kanjani iNYDA ukuthi niqhubeze amaphupho enu. Thank you so much for joining us, Nana. And of course we also have with us Sihle Magubane yena ke uvela he's a young entrepreneur and uyena uzositshela ukuthi kahle yena njengosomabhizinisi omncane owulusha yiziphi mhlawumbe igame kahlangane nazo ukuthi afike kulesimo akusona. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Ndiyanamukela sanibonani. Bhuti asikhale ngawo kunjani?
Ngisaphila.
Ngiyaphuleka bhuti Sihle. Asanda uthini nontombi? Ndiphilile nontombi. Nontombi, look, I think we saw by NYDA before sazuba nenza ntondi. Let's just quickly get the insert out of the way. I mean, that's a great initiative esiqhubeka kuyibona pha on the insert ebinansikwe NYDA. I mean, where are these initiatives? Where are they being done? Are they reaching the intended demographic? And are you getting the intended results from amanansika aso ama events anjena or ama initiatives anje olusha?
No, enkosi sis Alicia and manibulise to your viewers namhlanje. So NYDA njengoba besenibonile, we were part of la initiative ibise Orange Farm. It was a partnership that we embarked on with Empower Youth Week. And precisely because we understood into kubana umsebenzi wethu uqala uphelele kwindawo ethile. So we rely on as stakeholders bazisincedise so that where the footprint of agency cannot get to, you know, initiatives ezifana nezi zikwazi uya to where it matters the most abantu abatsha. And kulonyaka ke we really want to emphasize there must be an emphasis on engaging and targeting ulutsha that was historically marginalized or not catered to. So that's ulutsha that is from disadvantaged backgrounds, ulutsha from Makaya, ulutsha from ilokishi yonke lanto, so that the work of the agency can have a far greater footprint.
Sihle, I mean, uyabona osomabhizinisi or youth yasemakhaya nasema townships ebihlangene kuleya event ukuthi a lot of them buy lapha because they wanted information. And I think chief to mention is the fact that bebengazi ukuthi information ithathwapi. Where do they even start if bene business idea? Were those the similar challenges ohlangabezane nazo wena when you wanted to come up as a business person?
Yebo, kuthe isikhathi esiningi bekuna same problem engibonayo namhlanje. First, I lack of knowledge. Secondly, I lack of reaching abantu endaweni la bahlala khona.
Yes.
And then the thirdly, ungazi no ukuthi kufanele wenzeni, and then which is the right step. And then fourthly is that abantu most of the time bacabanga ukuthi they can't do it because remember bahleli we community kuma silos, and then we community which they should actually go out and then also nokuminglisha kuma events na endaweni enjangala lezo ziyakwazi ukuthi ziqaqa umqondo wakho sabalale, but endaweni zasemakhaya selokishini nakuzo zonke lezo indawo awuyitholi leyo leverage yokuthi mangabe uyonokha uzokwenzani uzoqala kuphi.
Exactly. You know, maybe Asanda, let's capitalize on that. Very specific youth in rural or far-flung areas, township areas, Nantonton. Where do they even go to get this information, to get them on a pedestal? Yoguti bayazugut, okay, this is step 1, step 2, step 3, and 4.
So information dingati ikona yona, but reality that we are faced with is that, as you've correctly stated, not everyone has access to information. Information
How do we change that though?
Information umzekelo umuntu omtsha waseBhayi to access i-office yase useTinarha funeka akhwele itaxi aye town, akanamali yetaxi. Xa efika etown uzawufika pha i-office ivaliwe. Funeka aphinda abuyele back okanye ukuthi hayi i-document ezithile aziphelelanga azithini, as you know. So those are that is the lived reality that young people find themselves in. And at the level of NYDA, into thina sizama uyenza is to improve our rural footprint, precisely because we are alive to that reality. And so one of the ways esizama uzenza sizama ukwenza sure uba wherever there is a young person, then information yethu ye-NYDA iyafumaneka. Umzekelo xa umuntu omtsha esithi hayi funa ndizawuya town ndiye ofisini kamasipala.
Why can't it be in schools, Asanda? Why kunyanzeleka uba uye town or a hall or a school? Like, why can't you just have this information readily available for those kids? I mean, there's kids at primary school level that are studying projects that are lucrative, but because abanayo the proper support and skilling from that young age, ufumanisa kuba i-project yomntana izawuphela along the way.
No, I think raise an important point, and one of lento bendithetha ngayo about strategic partnerships is to ensure that umzekelo where institutions of higher learning, TVET colleges, universities, we should be able to have a not even an office but a information desk.
Absolutely.
Umzekelo where a young person who ofuna uncedo kwinto ezifana no-NSFAS or a scholarship, they're able to directly interface with those particular desks esinazo. So lo msebenzi is we definitely want to improve so that there's no young person ozawushiyekela insofar as umsebenzi esiwenzayo.
Very interesting. We'll get into detail about some of the other initiatives Asanda nazo, particularly around now since Nantsika Youth Month. But Sihle, I mean, let's talk about this. I mean, abantwana basekuma rural areas nasemalokishini nalezi indawo ezontulayo, ama prospects wabo a bright future are very bleak. How do you then say to umuntu osezilalini osemakhaya khaya one idea or onefiso nayo ukuthi ayibone enza something mhlambe ezosiza umphakathi? How do you start even motivating umuntu onjalo to get their mind out of the doldrums of, this is my situation and ila ngizaphelela khona? How do you motivate them?
Yeah, no, sorry. I think motivate umuntu kuqala with the village. So to see the future, your child, you need to see the head of the person in charge. You're talking about the chief, which is Inkosi. You're talking about
from parents, ama siblings, maybe mnikeze support umntana.
Yes, kufanele kuqale ekhaya kuye lapho kuze kuhambe. But into njengaleyo yalezo zinto lezo zidinga ukuthi sisetshenziswane as a community, like imbizo izona ezokwazi ukuthi zi override or zi overcome lama circumstances. On that way abakwazi ukuthi balanda ama stakeholders, different stakeholders, and then that is just the beginning. And then like you've mentioned earlier indaba yesikole, everything most of the school, it's where you start another school.
Exactly. School of life.
School of life, which is a reality now.
Yeah.
You akekho wakufundisa how to handle imali, akekho wakufundisa i-budget. Agekho futhi it was just the respect or akshaya umuntu athi no, we must do this. And then akakutshelanga ukuthi how to respect, how to do this, akunike ama step by step empilo ukuthi mawusufika la, this is how you do, this is how you behave, this is what you do. So I think ezinye zezinto rural kuma rural area ukuthi yebo kungaba nayo inhlonipho ne respect nayo akwanele ne kumele sisabalelise ulwazi singene sifinyelele kulezo indawo ezikhaya na yonke indawo.
Okay, Sihle, uyakhuluma insizwa impela uMagubane lapho uthi wena njengolusha ke kumele nawe uzame ukuthi usurround with people that actually believe in you nabantu abazokhona ukuthi bakusupport. Athi lento yokukhulisa emakhaya nje ngokuthi sikhuliswe ukuthi siyahlonipha, it's not enough. Asifakeni incwadi, asifakeni osomabhizinisi. Let's put in leaders abantu asebehambile le ndlela ukuthi bazositshela usihamba kanjani. 0117146918 alternatively 7146919 consumer@sabc.co.za. Those are our contact details. We're back shortly after this. Ungayendawo. Welcome back. You're watching Yilungelo Lakho live on SABC 1 eMzansi for sure. Namhlanje ke mbukeli sikhuluma phela ngokuthi ulusha lungathatha ziphi inyathelo ukuthi phela nabo babe ingxenye ukuthi babambe iqhaza ekusebenzeni ngomnotho walelizwe kanye nokuthi futhi imisebenzi amathuba njengoba kuthiwa amathuba omsebenzi awekho iziphi izinto ongazenza. Namhlanje ngihleli no Asanda Luwaca ovela NYDA, uSihle Magubane, young entrepreneur. He's a case study usomabhizinisi omncane la studio. And then let's welcome Mr. Colin Leshou from Small Enterprise Development Agency. Colin, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. Colin, I'm sure you've been following the show since iqalile, but I mean, I just want you to comment on this. Over 65% of ulusha lethu are unemployed. And the worrying thing and fact there is that most labo in that demographic are graduates. How do we go forward with topics ezifana nalezi of empowering youth when we can't even do the first thing to equip abantu bethu abasha with the necessary skills ukuthi baqhubeke baye phambili?
Thank you so much, Alicia, and thank you for having me back on the show. I have been following it. I think that it is quite alarming that we have been seeing this number of, young people being unemployed. I think that June, July last year has really showed us what could potentially happen if we do not address some of the issues that we face as a country with unemployment, especially among our young people. Now, as SEDA, we are an agency under the Department of Small Business Development, and there's quite a number of programs that we have to make sure look at unemployment in South Africa. One of our key performance areas in terms of what we are doing and the mandate that we have is to see how do we ensure that as a country we are able to, more jobs within the economy. I know that the National Development Plan speaks about, 11 million jobs to be created. But what about the 2 million jobs that we actually shed during, COVID?
Yeah.
We have to make up for those jobs. We have to make up for the jobs that we were not able to, create within the economy. And I want to come in and say that although it's a bleak picture that we are painting, there's always hope. So in terms of where we are at, we want to say that, people definitely have hope in the department, within SEDA, within SIFA, NYDA and others that's got a similar mandate and agenda to make sure that we work together to assist with unemployment within the country. I think one of the things that also stands out is especially young people struggling not only with access to finance, but access to markets. And how do we ensure that we create those markets for entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs in the country? But it is not something, Alicia, that would start when you finish, your degree. It needs to be something that starts within schools. So entrepreneurship in schools is something that should be taught. It should be something that becomes part and parcel of the curriculum of what is happening within the schools. And how do we ensure that that happens is when we advocate for it, we lobby for it as, SEDA, the department and others, to make sure that even within basic education, entrepreneurship becomes something that people do not look at when they can't find a job, but it is because they know that they would be able to become employers. Therefore, they would look at, entrepreneurship. We can look at countries such as, Rwanda, Kenya. Look what's happening at the moment in Kigali in terms of how entrepreneurship is just blooming. And then we have to ask ourselves, what are we doing as a country to eradicate the red tape that we face in terms of entrepreneurship, specifically amongst our youth? There's a lot of programs. There's quite a number of things that I will share in terms of what's happening within youth entrepreneurship, the programs that we have for youth. But it is quite alarming that we see those kind of statistics as a country, and it just seems as if it's going up. It's not coming down.
Colin, you've just hit the nail on its head, because we were literally just debating that issue of why isn't there enough information at grassroots level, at primary school level. I was actually having an unrelated topic about, the youth and their relationship with money. And we literally got to a point that we surmised that the fact that we expect young people at varsity level to start saving at varsity is not doing them any justice. So something needs to be done about the South African curriculum. And I'm glad that you mentioned some of the other countries. I mean, in Germany, we know for a fact that they develop skills abantwana according to inansika suitability from a very young age. So if when you are good at woodwork, develop up until we are going to university level, because a lot of students are sitting at home. We are saying these graduates are sitting at home, but chances are these graduates studied for something that they can't do anything ngalaw degrees, of which I think is another important topic. I hope you're listening there. Let's talk to Emily all the way from Durban. Sis Emily, ngiyabonga ntokazi ukuthi ubambe ucingo yey kade sikhuluma la studio sakwamukela ohlelweni.
Ngiyabingelela nonke lapho.
Kunjani sweetheart? Siyaphila nathi.
Siyaphila. Umbuzo wami umayelana nase NYDA. Ngengaqala inkampani, it was 2019, ngizofuna ukuvula i-coffee shop yami. So ngahamba on the first time ngiyakhona ema-office naseThekwini, bathi bathatha ama-details ami, and then basesebethi bazongifonela for an interview, because I have a national diploma in marketing and mina director and shareholder. Fine, mawukanjalo i-calling again. Ngiye futhi again, but angibe ku-waiting list. Ngibe ku-waiting list, and then there was COVID. So from the COVID side, and then sengiyaphinda i-COVID siyehlile, but akumele bangifund, because it's not a product way like ngenza insipho yami or ngenza ikhandlela lami, it's for something else. So since ukwazi ukuthi kanti i-NYDA isiza abantu abanjani, ngoba phela sengilahlekile manje, angisanayo yes, sengiconfused ukuthi kahle isiza way.
Siyabonga sis Emily, and I think when Asanda, I mean, a lot of youth actually have brought us the same complaints. Ngizobe ngikufundela la from Facebook ukuthi you guys will give out these programs and initiatives, you'll advertise them ukuthi this is what we have, this is what we're doing. Yet when they get there, it's so much red tape. Uyasho Sisi, she applied in 2019. Yes, we understand the reasons around COVID and everything, but what happens now? Why can't she be given a way forward in order to ensure that she's getting the relevant information? And I mean, she's a potential employer.
Definitely.
What's in abantu abanjani, Asanda?
So to respond to
ihamba ngebongo.
Ayahambi ngebongo. Bendizawucela uba producer isinike contact details ka Emily, so we can just follow up. But what I can maybe just respond to is that one, indaba ka Emily kufandwa abantu abatheni, we fund anything and everything except for one, umntu okwi-business yotshwala, alcohol, and two, gambling. So those are the only two we don't fund. So we obviously want to encourage young people, because we also understand the value add abantu, especially abantu abatsha bazawuvula amashishini, because of the potential that they have to employing more young people, which will ultimately assist us in alleviating the high unemployment rate. So bendikhalela nje uba uEmily asishiyele ne-contact details zakhe and xolise ke on behalf of the agency. These are the perceptions as koyo that we want to do away with, and it's precisely because we understand about Tina where we are positioned. I mean, singene last year, but one thing that we have hampered and punted is that we need to give abantu abatsha quality service. So we've declared Lonyaka the year of customer service at the NYDA.
Congratulations, Asanda.
I'll
hold you to that.
Yes.
No, but that's very interesting. So, Sihle, maybe talk to us about red tape in challenges when starting a business. Let's say you're from Emakhaya, you're from previously disadvantaged areas. What are the challenges that you face, both financially? Siyazi ukuthi there's been a lot of emphasis abayifaka kule business plan. Ukuthi meke ngahamba ngakhokha ama 60,000 for a business plan, of which does not even speak to lento ofuna ukuyenza. Uzothi masufika with your fancy business plan NYDA bayithathe bayilahlelele because now awusayi understand lento. So maybe talk to us about those challenges that ohlangabezane nazo wena as a young entrepreneur.
The challenge that we faced, it was mainly obviously you have to start from zero. And then the second thing is...
Was it anything like Emily just narrated to us? Like
Yes.
She submitted all the necessary details, but then it's now a waiting list and then not getting back to isikhathi siyadlula in the interim.
Okay, it's coming back to the question that I've said, to the answer that I've said, that you need to be trained. It's either you trained, that is one step, and then the second thing, you need to know how. So basically, if I were to read your business plan, in a quarter of a page, it must tell me everything that what are you doing. So mangabungenayo, then you lost the whole interest of the business. They don't know that. So that the person that is sitting behind, they think you understand your business. But now the person who wrote the business plan for you doesn't understand the actual business. So you do a business plan, a marketing plan, and also an execution plan. So those plans, forward. So the person can read. I'm like...
So a business plan doesn't need to be fancy.
It doesn't need.
Most you recommend ukuthi ibhalwe lo muntu oqale lelo business.
Yes.
All right. Okay, let's leave it there for now. Sihle Mbukeli 011-714-6918, alternatively 714-6919. Sis Emily, we've got your details. Sizowanikeza usis Asanda wase NYDA. Hopefully something fruitful will come out of that. Ndizawuza nizosela coffee kuleyo coffee shop yakho. Mbukeli, we're coming back shortly after this break. We're talking youth entrepreneurship njengoba phela kuyinyanga yabona abasho ukuthi sikufaka kanjani emsebenzini nokuthi ke uma wena usuwathi awuna plan awukhona ukuya esikoleni, you can't afford varsity kodwa uhlele ekhaya phezu kwama ideas namathuba, what can you do? 011-714-6918, alternatively 714-6919, consumer@sabc.co.za. Let's go back to Ubabu Colin Leshou from SEDA. Colin, maybe assist us here. I mean, Asanda briefed us about some of the initiatives that they are part of, of course, that forward opportunities to help draw more young people to the economy. What do you guys have as SEDA, and how do you assist young people on a day-to-day basis in order to make sure that they get the relevant advice, the relevant information, and they're pointed towards the relevant doors?
Thank you. Thanks, Alicia. I think that basically we have two agencies. It would be SEDA and SEFA. SEDA is responsible for non-financial assistance. That would be the Small Enterprise Development Agency. And then we've got SEFA, which is the Small Enterprise Finance Agency, that will then be responsible for financing of entrepreneurs. From a SEDA perspective, we do quite a number of different interventions in terms of our mandate. Some of the interventions that we do specifically for young people, we look at the Youth Challenge Fund, which was a fund or is a fund that was launched last year. The Youth Challenge Fund is specifically for those young businesses or businesses run by young people in the country. And obviously there would be, qualification criteria that is on it. You can find that on our website as well as on the SEFA website. We also have, because Alicia, it is very important that we look at businesses within the townships, in rural areas as well as in villages. So we also look at, young people in those townships, rural areas and villages, where we look at different types of interventions. Previously, we had 7 different, programs that we were funding, but we've actually opened that up now to all of the township businesses. So now, previously it was clothing and textile, it was bakeries and confectionaries. We were looking at chisa nyamas and cooked food, at retail, at the automotive sectors, etc. But now it is any business that's operating within the township. You would be able to be assisted through what we call our township and rural entrepreneurship program. What we also did was previously there was specific limits to each one of these specific, programs, but now the maximum amount that you can apply for any business that's operating within the township is R1 million. Obviously, again, there would be, qualifying criteria, but what people must know is that they don't have to sit and not understand what's happening on the form. We know that most of these forms are coming in English. That is why SEDA is there. If you go to your nearest SEDA branch, they will be able to assist you with your application for both the Youth Challenge Fund as well as for the Township and Rural Entrepreneurship Program. We also have pre- and post-investment on both of these 2 programs, where we then assist them with, training. I think Sihle spoke a lot about training, and that is something that we focus on because we understand that before money is going to come to you, you need to understand the business that you are going to operate, and that you must know what you want out of that business. So training for SEDA is very important. We look at that, be it technical training, be it business development training. You will find that in our SEDA branches. What we have also done is, because we also understand that there's a lot of, disservice that people in this country is facing because SEDA offices are not always in the townships. One of our strategic, indicators for this year is that we must find ourselves within those townships. And this year we are planning on getting out into those townships to make sure that even then people don't have to use taxi fare. They don't have to, get to a town where they will be assisted, but it can happen in those townships. Also, what we want to say is that even if it's not there yet, if you reach out to your nearest SEDA branch, they will come out to you. It is our mandate. It is what we're supposed to do. So we want to, just assure people that reach out to us and we will make sure we get to wherever you are.
Thank you for that reassurance, Colin, because, I'm sure I'm sure, Asanda, you get a lot of traffic because abantu, they don't know what there are alternatives like SEDA that they can go into in terms of getting relevant information and so forth. But let's talk about very quickly before Kefin, Colin has spoken about application process. Let's hear a NYDA. I'm going to come back to you, Colin, and maybe you can just briefly outline your application process for us, but let's talk about ama requirements enwafunayo, ID documents, izinto ezinjalo. Asanda, umuntu apply kanjani kunina? Can I do it online? Is the system user friendly? Zonke lezo zinto because zibalekile.
And I think maybe just to quickly touch on what Colin was raising about the Youth Challenge Fund. So part of umsebenzi wethu is to ensure that siyazilandelela zonke ezi programs that precisely speak to youth development. Senze shoba that which bathi bazayenza bayayenza nyani.
Nice, yeah.
So we work closely with the department, but also just to maybe directly respond to umbuzo wakho, i-system, i-applications zethu zonke we've done them we do them online now. So when doctor, we've automated our systems, but we understand abantu
basemakhaya, they can still go and print.
Yes,
Okay.
but they can still access the nearest NYDA office, bancediswe with the application process.
Okay.
Yonke into available on our website www.nyda.gov.za.
Udinga ntoni umuntu ukuze eze office lenu? Ndiyayibona e-business plan nesiqu sami ne-ID nantoni.
Iza ne-business yakho.
Okay.
Idea. Bring your idea. Because Nati, similarly to what Colin was speaking about, we also offer e-trainings, mentorship programs. So what we're able to do is to say, in the event that umuntu ovule ishishini elithile badinga the necessary training, siyakwazi ubanika lo training before we issue out funding yethu. But also the funding yethu is kept at different tranches. So we've got 3 levels. Funding year 1 to 10,000 is level 1. Yesibini is anyone looking for a funding from 20 to 50,000, and then yesithathu is 50 to 100,000.
Ababhadali into kuni for this training.
Nix.
There's the magic word. Khawibamba apha Asanda mbukeli 011 kofa 01174469118, alternatively 7146919. Now we're getting to the nitty-gritties. Siyabuya emva kwaleli khefu ngayindawo. I hope uphethe pen nephepha. Welcome back. 01171469118, 01171469119. Consumer@sabc.co.za. My guest today is Asanda Luwaca, we NYDA, no Sihle Magubane, a young entrepreneur, usoma business la studio. We also have Colin Leshou from SEDA. On Facebook. Sipho Seroto. Uti great, educative and informative show. We really learn a lot from Yilungelo Lakho. Thank you, Sipho. Umartin Museke Uti, this is one great show. I wish it could be done in all 12 official languages. Oh wow, I'm sorry, but Martin, Mina, I can only speak 7 languages, so we're gonna have to keep it to the minimum. But thank you so much for input here. You guys know you can still find us on all our social media networks. Asanda, let's talk about, I think, okay, maybe Sihle ungasichazela. Let's now talk about you. What did you have to do to become successful? And maybe tell us a bit about company. I actually forgot to ask you.
Okay, Tina, we are a coffee manufacturer. We manufacture coffee, sell roaster, still blend, still tengisen. Pela, that is our specification. So we falling under a barista, which we do that. And then in 2012, I registered a coffee company, which is Sihle's Brew. And then 2012, the same day, I didn't have imali yokuqala, and then I had to take 6 bags of coffee because being background training, being trained abantu as a barista, as a barista trainer, and then after lapho ngasebenza kwi retail space, and then after ngasebenza coffee shop.
So
ngisebenzise lezo ikili lezo ukuthi ngikwazi ukuqala ibusiness lami.
Okay.
Ngase ngiya incorporate. That's why today is in a coffee manufacturer, which is a retail store place, which is siyibiza ngeSihle's Brew roasted coffee.
Oh, wow.
And then lelo coffee li available go Pick n Pay, go Spar, go Food Lovers Market, literally go wonke ama Pick n Pay stores.
Wow.
And also kuthe makufika isikhathi imali ibingena iphume. Ingene iphume.
I
don't know. But it's coming back to say Colin education on the side.
Finances,
so one day Colin
matter.
has invited me to Pick n Pay business summit where you showcase your product. Remember, access to market, you know how you do things, but you don't know how to get into the retail. You don't know how to shape your retail, because the retail on its own, it's a monster. So kumele ube certificate, kumele certificate of compliance, and then kumele, because kufanele kube food safety, kumele tray, kumele uthathe products, uyayitesta. Unfortunately, Tina, bekufanele siyise overseas. during lockdown, which we don't have money. We've got, I think, basically 16 employees that time. Through that deal, Pick and Pay, we've got 23 employees through the help Colin, which SEDA, I'm proud to say SEDA has funded us with more than $1 million in terms of the machinery, which we had to contribute 10% of whatever million. So that we got from SEDA. So they helped us from day to day with the hand.
So basically what you're saying, Colin, is angahlala umuntu athi afike NYDA or kwi-SEDA athi nansi business plan and that's it. Zame ezinye izinto esayidini ezokwenza sure ukuthi iplan yakho is tangible and they can actually literally bakusize with partial funding if needs be.
Ngicela ukuza la abangisizanga immediately because I've been pushing every day consistently.
So you had to go through those disappointments.
In 5 years, I didn't do anything. Wow. In 5 years, I said I will fund myself for packaging right. Ngibuye ngithengise, ngibuye ngithi okay, incane le mali. I remember ezinye isikhathi kwakucost ukuthi because ayisingasekho imoto ayikho ibhenki belizokubheka ne. At that time, I had to take 3 taxis to deliver 1 box of coffee, and it will take me the whole year ukuthi ngiyodeliver in one store. So angifuna ukudisappoint a client, but I still have to get that money inside. And then so ukuthi umuntu omusha la hleli khona today noma ubhekile ukuthi anga give up every day kumele apushe. It doesn't matter 10 years how long ozokwenza ngakhona. If we graduate, you don't have to sit and say I've got a certificate. Do something about it. So when you apply, knowledge is power. It's when you apply. But mangakenzi lutho, you can have a qualification bazokubiza nge-experience. Awunayo experience. So that's where ekumele ukuthi usebenze towards your dream or sebenzela for free, uvolunteer to get knowledge.
Hayi angazi mina uthi ngayibeka kangcono kanjani useyibekile ubhuti Sihle lapha uthi mbukele you mustn't give up noma ngathiwa into yakho iphupho lakho that you believe in takes 10 years. It doesn't matter, just keep putting in the hard work. Some of us know what that means. Uthi ngithatha uzine all the way eNgcobo sizoya ekhefini lokugcina. Sizine, thank you so much for staying on the line. Welcome to the show.
Hey njani?
Ndiphilile sithando sami njani?
Ngiyaphila nami sisi.
Singanceda njani? Yebo sisi.
Ngicela ukubuza mina kulento kaSEDA. Ngihambile uSEDA nami I have a business idea endinayo.
Okay.
Ndaya kwaSEDA since from last year. Kwathiwa wathi ubhuti ebengisebenzisana naye ophaya process lento yami. And kukho i-project ka-diseases nale yami is part of le project ka-diseases.
Okay.
Then kulo nyaka around I think around February ngifike ndimfonele lo bhuti because ndinoba ndimremind azothi lo bhuti no imali iphelile masijonge futhi ku-April xa siphinda siqala unyaka futhi.
Okay.
Then sizakufaka ke ngoku sizawuyenza lento yakho apha kulo nyaka. Okay fine, ndiyeke kuyathi ndimcheke end of April, ndiye end of April. Only to find la process wayithetha ngayo yami ayikazanga yenza. Ngisafuna i-business plan, ngisafuna ezinye izinto. I had lezinye izinto ndizenzele ezifana ne-EIA.
Okay.
Ngizame ngizenzele and then ezinye izinto ngikwazi uzenza because zifuna imali.
Okay. Okay Sizine. Ngicela umame lapho kumabona kude wakho nesisi wami and then ama producers wami are going to take your numbers and then maybe ungathetha no Colin directly ubona angakunceda njani nangu no Sihle uya he's swearing by uColin ukuthi i-partnership yabo nabo isebenze kahle. So now mbukeli we're coming back shortly after this break. Kodwa ngathi lokugcina leli cafe will only have ikhasini esincanyane. We're back shortly after this. Bukele, it's our final segment. I guess that's all rapper uhlelo. I don't think we'll be able to take any more calls, but let's just quickly go to Colin. But Colin, I mean, we heard from our caller there, Uzine, all the way from Ngobo. She got in touch with somebody from your offices. It looked like things were progressing. She was told to come back at a later stage. I'm sure you heard the gist of her argument. But basically, when she came back this year, she wasn't part of the projects that was going to be provided with any assistance or even financial assistance. What do you say to her?
You know what? I would like to firstly apologize to her and say to her that should never have happened. What I would do from my side is you guys can share my email address with her. I would like to take it up personally and make sure that she gets the assistance that she was supposed to get last year. I think that those are the kind of things that we never, you never plan for them.
Yes.
But we would want to make sure that she gets the assistance that she was promised, and
Colin,
what is in any case part of what our mandate is.
Colin, thank you. You know what? I'm going to continue my discussion with you offline because this needs to go on forever and ever. Thank you so much for your input. Asanda, your closing statement, very, very quickly. We've got a couple of seconds.
All right. No, mine is really just to encourage ulucha. There are various opportunities as Koyo. Young people must take charge, take up these opportunities.
Come to your
information
offices.
Come to our offices.
Okay.
Nathi sikhona.
Okay, Asanda. Sihle, very quickly, 2 seconds.
My ilokhuze yami ithi please continue supporting Sihle's Brew. If you find the Pick and Pay no-name brand, please buy that packet. It's making a lot of difference.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much to my guest this afternoon, but Colin Leshou from SEDA. Thank you so much. Sihle Magubane, a young entrepreneur, Asanda Luwaca, of course, from the NYDA, and myself, Umajali. Umangolo so much. Uthi bafethu ungafoneli mina. The details are going to be on the show. Kwilokhuzana on our online as well as our streaming services and, of course, on our social media platforms. Let's see you next time, bafethu. I hope ukuthi nithathile as much as you can today, but unfortunately, I've run out of time. Bye-bye.
Yilungelo.